Good morning. I am Dr. S.M. Shamsheer, Associate Professor of Department of EC, G. Pullareddy Engineering College, Karnool, AP, India. I am going to present a session on Industrial IoT. This topic comes under the minor degree of IoT for 7th sem students of our department. Now, the concept is elaborated, classified into 5 units. The subject deals with 5 units. The first unit, unit 1, deals with the infrastructure, application and necessities and evolution of industrial IoT. In continuation, the coming arrangements shows the academic purpose, where unit 1 deals with industrial IoT business reference model and different applications and different places where this industrial IoT can be implanted. The purpose of industrial IoT is represented with an idea like whenever the production of any technology is made up to a mass level, we are going to consider, or in a huge level or in a bulk amount, we consider that as an industrial production. Now, how to classify these technologies is a concept here. So, based on this, the current technologies that are ruling the total society are as dealt in this arrangement. The names which we see: IoT, Internet of Things, data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence. The relation between these four names is that they are all correlated to each other. A very rough example can be presented like if any one of us purchases a product through online shopping, by logging into the website, creating an email ID or providing our Google ID inside that, and giving a user ID for the website through our identification, we consider like ourselves as an object. Now, once we create a ID in that website, online purchase website, now whatever product we purchase, that will be continuously tracked by the time we purchase and up to the time it is received by us at the receiving end. Throughout this communication, throughout this process, a communication happens between the vendor and the end user through this official commercial website, shopping websites, tracking of the order, packaging of the order, delivery of the order. After receiving also, we can see the feedback procedure, whether we like the product or we have got any disturbed product, a damaged product, or we are willing to exchange the product. Very soon, if we are satisfied with the product, though we give the feedback or not, a nearby pop-ups arrange in the coming dates saying like, you have purchased so and so item. For example, I have purchased a shoe in online website. Maybe it will give us a very much comparison of latest slippers or latest socks sufficient, latest sports shoes that we can also take as an alternate. Nowhere we have browsed this data in the online website, but suddenly a pop-up arranges in our mail ID through which we have created a login ID in the online shopping website. This is something like the system reads what we have purchased or what we have browsed in the website through our mail ID. Now, from there, the information is preserved that will be treated as a data science. And from there, the technology will create its own assumption like the user may next take a chance of purchasing this order after purchasing the particular product. So, that is the system is getting trained, that we will consider it under machine learning. And after that, when the system communicates with the user again through its ID, we say like system is providing with the AI. If at all the user likes the product which is advertised by the vendor, again the continuation of this link starts. Now, this is totally a closed arrangement, but it is a continuous arrangement which will be going on throughout the operation. Many of us might have experienced this in the online shopping or educational websites or any sort of commercial websites whenever we access them. The concept here with respect to our subject is how industries are being involved with this IoT concept, how the classification is done. To make a thing at a basic level, let us say how actually we make things classified. Like if I say computer generations, we had something around first generation there where computers ran with vacuum tubes. Then we have transistor generation, then we have IC generation, then VLSI generation, then ULSI generation. Classification is done by the latest thing that has been brought in that particular era. This classification is not new to us. Somewhere from the era of the region where people were still not into the existence, still classification was being carried out, where the humanity and human mankind has brought their existence in, and very nearly something around 2 million years, the current modern humans have been evolved. From since this period, many of the innovations, many of inventions, and many of discoveries have been brought. All these representations are on the screen are only to show how classifications are made, and from that period itself, the division of human intelligence is done. So something around 165 million years where there was zero human existence, something around back 5 million years where first mankind was brought into introduction to this earth, something around an intelligent man who can cook, who can eat, and who can hunt for survival was introduced something around 2 million years ago. From there to current era, we are seeing lot of differences in our life. So if I speak of the current technology, industrial IoT, under which classification we keep. If we look into the market arrangement, the title given for industrial IoT currently is Industry 4.0 or 4.0. How this classification is given? What is this number called 4? So to know that, if we have some idea, the human civilization, when it has brought many beautiful discoveries and innovations for society of civil society usage, somewhere one of the biggest industrial revolution that made the mankind to develop with a good transport communication was first introduction of steam engine, something around 1760 to 1840. This was the invention that break through the industrial revolution. Industrial revolution stands like when some product is developed and it makes an impact such like everywhere it is being developed in a mass condition, in a bulk capacity. We consider that development as industrial development. So industry 1.0 is considered for first industrial revolution by development of steam engine. Then the second revolution is considered as industry 2.0 for development of breakthrough through electricity. This was also considered in a mass production. These are all the Google images that we have taken for our courtesy in operation in this support to the discussion. Then the third revolution that make the complete world utilize was digital revolution. Computer invention was not a biggest revolution, but still when it is brought with digital revolution somewhere around when ICs show their impact, not vacuum tubes or basic transistors. When ICs led to VLSI procedure, this was treated as third generation of computer. To fourth generation, we had a big digital revolution, mass production of semiconductor IC. So there we had a division of mainframe computers, personal computers, then basic introduction of internet. These all led to the third biggest industrial revolution. We call this as Industry 3.0. From there, when this industrial revolution was continued from internet to IoT, there we consider that our fourth revolution has brought into the operation. So that's why the title why we give for industrial IoT as Industry 4.0 or 4.0 is the digital revolution of Internet of Things. From here, one of the biggest operation that was evolved was AI, machine learning, and quantum computing. From here, we have the mass production of all IoT applications in the society. So that's the introductory part, why we have this Industry 4.0. So what are the major things that we can consider for any sort of IoT block is it definitely has a microcontroller, a processing device, something called brain of the system. The purpose of brain of the system is to select any object, consider it with a parameter, whatever may be the parameter. The object could be a human body, A big rail, a complete earth, something visible, not visible, anything in the universe can be treated as an object. Whatever parameter it takes, it is going to sense that. So one of the device that is most important in IoT is sensor. Whatever it is been sensing, it is been read or operated by the microcontroller, and if it reflects up to this using an actuator, it is called automation. There is no IoT in this. But when this is brought to a gateway, from this gateway, if I preserve and share it throughout the world, what my information is doing, what my sensor is doing, I store the information and retrieve it whenever I want, store again whenever I do modification. This set and this set together make a combination of IoT. So when this product and this application is raised to mass production, we have our next level of information called AI or Industrial IoT. So the simple business reference model of Industrial IoT is as mentioned. Every product in the society can be added with a sensor, and everything in the society can be observed, monitored or controlled through controlled through internet, and we can retrieve the information present at any by sitting at any part. So if I have machines to control, if I have some tools to operate, sitting at any part of the world, I can see the connectivity, I can see the analytics that are happening. So user need not be physically present every time near the machinery or the devices in order to show the improvement or read the information. Sitting at any part, that belongs to IoT. What is industrial IoT here? When it is done at a large scale, not only for individual purpose, when it is done at a large scale. Someone is making a jogging every day and they are seeing their health condition improvement through their smart watch connected to their mobile phone through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. This is called an individual development. So continuously the tools are supporting for the health improvement of one individual. If the same thing is applied at a large scale for any health monitoring industry, maybe an hospital has taken care of some 1 lakh people to improve their health through jogging. Maybe it is making a study, for example, if we say how to improve the health through jogging, how to improve the health of 1 lakh people through proper diet. For everything there is a scale and that is measured, and that will be treated under a large scale application. Suddenly this IoT application will become a industrial IoT application. Select any example that is happening. So the major things that play important role in this IoT operation, as mentioned, one of the tool is sensor, processor and activator. Processor mostly high-end microcontrollers. So these are the things. So purpose of sensor is to sense the signal. What is the meaning of sensor is it is a transducer, a device that converts any form of energy to electrical pulse. Thus controlling can give through its output to the processor, and from processor we can generate a nearby output, saying like running a motor, running an LED, controlling the device, moving the arms of a robot. These are all machinery, hydraulic and lever based applications. We consider them as actuators. Actuators are considered as they are the transducers whose input is fixed, electrical pulse to any form. For sensor, it is reverse. Any form to electrical pulse. For actuator, is electrical pulse to anyone, any form. So that is the case. When this set is put into some gateway, we consider it as under IoT. Let us select a very vague example after looking over the sensor characteristics. One of the major essential product of IoT block diagram, which is the first blocks, first level of IoT arrangement or Internet of Things application. So the major factors that determine the best purpose of sensor is its resolution and sensitivity. Then zero order system is its dynamism, how quickly it is going to respond. After responding, is it going to forget? After responding, it is going to react. Based on this, it is going to be treated under zero order, basic level, high level, smart sensors. So in general, we will have two different categories of sensors. Whatever may be the sensors will be having proximity sensors, and we are going to have touch sensors. All these sensors are classified roughly, for example, like this: radars, lasers, gas sensors, temperatures and all. A very vague example shall be selected at a lighter view. Let us see. At a rough view, a simple IR sensor is operated to detect some obstacle, and it is going to turn the robo vehicle, something like this. All this we are going to work through mobile, Bluetooth. All these are considered as automation applications, not totally IoT. Let us select a case study, a societal problem, how we can utilize this in IoT application and break it to large scale arrangement. Let us see this. A simple application like how water is getting wasted, how to preserve this. Every time the answer is humans should involve, and they have to control that. Something like person should go switch off the canal or switch off the valve at the pipeline, or going to turn off the tap. Instead of doing this, can we utilize some arrangements that we can make use of in order to control this? There we are going to say like humans will not control the valve now, machines are going to control. How it will happen? With the help of a simple sensor. How I take a simple example is as presented, a more known view to the representation. We are keeping some sensors saying like at every level, if the water level is at the top, for example 100%, the motor should automatically get off. If the water level is totally at 0%, buzzer should ring and motor should automatically get on. And it also need to show us how much level of water is left over or getting filled in the water tank. For all this, we are going to use water tank indicator sensor, a simple sensor which will be having two nodes, anode and cathode, controlled by some transistor arrangement, and indicators like LED. This set is resistor is for LED, this transistor is to control the sensor, and buzzer operation. Now, situation is like this. So we can perform, and we created using a simulation software how the operation happens. Modibus simulation software where we can operate this. Now output, when we had it at the low end, at a practice end, we have tried it with some buckets and sensors. Ultrasonic sensor is used here, and the display will indicate at this part what is the level of water sense. Though we plan it in a high end here, but when we brought it to practice, it was at a very moderate practical application. Now if it is kept at high end in this way, for a complete city, how it will be happen? Now, when it is brought to large scale, suddenly a simple valve controlling operation now has become an industrial application. Using IoT, I used a sensor, a controller, a internet arrangement in order to control the movement of the motor filling through pipelines. The same concept when it is controlled for a complete city or any metropolitan region or any complete state, then we consider it as a high-end project. So this is called a industrial IoT application for water management. So this is how industry developments are done with respect to, industrial IoT developments are done through represent industry 4.0 operations. This is a justification for this part. Up to this part, we'll take the discussion and we'll stop here.